Right, so by now you would have been using the left hand side. And when you cut, you will use 1 on tan theta. Cut is 2 over, cut 2 theta will be 2 over 2 tan theta, right? This not helpful. So what you'll do underneath here, you'll replace tan 2 theta, right? Tan 2 theta is 2 tan theta over 1 minus tan squared. That's correct? The tan 2 theta. Yeah? What will happen here? What will this simplify to? Right? And this is flip up like this. Right? So you'll get 1 on tan theta minus 2. Well, the 2 to cancel. So remember it will flip up here, right? So you'll get 1 minus tan squared theta all over tan theta. Right? This will flip up here, right? Continue it out. About 2, 3 lines again and you're done. Yes? Yeah. Yep, just find the LCM. No, not yet. Not yet. When you find the LCM, you'll get 1 minus tan squared. Right? When you find the LCM, when you expand the top, you'll get 1 minus 1 plus tan squared all over tan. 1 minus 1, that'll cancel off. Now you can cancel. Tan and the tan squared is tan. Prove one more. This one easy, but let's see what you'll do. This one easy, yeah. Just make it right. Make the right substitution for cos 2 theta and you go to. Right, number 2 is only number 2 is about 3 lines long. Once it's 2 3 right, T is about 2 or 3 lines long. Oh, good for calculations. Right, keep it done. What are you using now, Ryan? Did I record? Yeah. Yeah, cos squared theta minus all over. And whenever you share, use difference of 2 squares. And you're done. Right, you'll get cos theta plus sine theta. Cos theta minus sine theta all over cos theta plus sine theta. This will cancel and you will get what you want. All right. Let's do one more and then let's change the factor formula now. It's the last identity that you have to learn. Well, last set of identities that I have to learn. What? Sec is what? So one on cos. Sec 2 theta is 1 on cos 2 theta. So you have to figure out which cos theta you got use. What? Hey, don't put no chat GPT there. I don't know. That's why you know say for the chat. China. Try eating for 5 lines. Anybody thought about using 1 plus tan square as that square? No, I don't. And the next option. If you want to use, instead of using sec, anyway, do it. I give you 2 minutes. I give. Right, so we have one more set of identities to learn that are called factor formulas, and that's of identities. Right? I think there was 17, I think. Right, so I just checking to see what you use. If you want, you can leave cos theta, cot theta, it's up to you. And this is 1 on cosine 2 theta. This is sine 2 theta over cos 2 theta. Right, if you want, you can find the LCM. I was giving you some options. You don't have to do it like me. Cot theta minus sine 2 theta. Right, let's see how it went on here. This not looking so good. Right, let me see what happened here. So I want to get cot theta. We know that cot theta is cosine theta over sine theta. Right, so let's see if we can get it down to that. Cot here, cosine theta over sine theta. Sine 2 theta is sine theta cos theta. All over. Right, big problem. We don't know which one to choose. Right? Which one you all think we could probably choose? Which one? The one in terms of sine? All right. So let's choose 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. That's okay? Right. Now, let's try to get rid of this fraction here. Right? Let's try to get rid of this fraction here. So I don't like sine being underneath here. So I told you can multiply every single term by same thing, right? So if I multiply every single term by sine theta, right? What will happen? Sine will cancel here. What will happen here? You'll end up with 2 sine squared. So I will end up with cos theta minus 2 sine squared theta cos theta all over. I'm just leaving that sign here because it's looking like it's not going to help me because I want to get sine by itself. So I read something like this now. Some magical, we had to cancel this off, right? I feel like it's that tune. Some magical way this have to go. What do you think we could do on top? Look at what your answer is. Think about it. There's something that we could do on top. We have to magically cancel this off. Factorize what? So factor out what? Factor out cos. Right? If I factor out cos from here, what will I get? 1 minus 2 sine squared. And underneath I have 1 minus 2 sine squared. So I know what my answer is, right? So because I know what my answer is, I am not going to expand this out and make it more complicated. I want to get rid of this, right? So to get rid of this, somewhere on top here, I'm going to have to find that term, similar term. So I'll look at this, I factor cos, and I will see that this will cancel here. Cos on sine is cos. Right? This is key to everything. Yeah, answer. How many more do the next one? All right. After this, now we're going to take a look at factor formulas. Right, Anna? One proof from Anna. Oh, factor formula. So, I don't know who that way. All right. So again, all the identities here, the trick Narayan is to choose the right thing. Right? If you actually cos squared, then you would have them problems. Right? You have to choose the right identity here. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at the last set of identities that we need to learn to prove. And the identities belong to what we call the factor formula. The ones that we use to get these, we call them the compound formula, right? We're going to use the factor formula now. So you might remember this. You might remember, anybody could tell me what this is? If I expand this out, what will I get? I will get sine A, right? But, and before we thought that this was this, and we thought that we could expand this and get this. Quite wrong, it's wrong, right? Right? But now here we're gonna do. we have the formula for this, right? That's compound factor formula is to get the formula for this. How do we add sine A and sine B? So we need to find a way now to develop a formula like this. Sine A plus sine B. Okay with that? The one that we did here, sine A plus B, that was called your compound formula. Sine A plus B and so on, right? So we need to find a way to develop a formula for this. Right? So I'm going to show you the proof here. Right? In order to do this, we have to use the compound formulas, right? So we need to remember what is sine x plus y and what is sine x minus y. What this is here? This is sine x cos y plus sine y cos x. What about this? Sine x cos y minus sine y cos x, right? What would happen if I add these two? What would happen if I add sine x plus y and I add sine x minus y? If I add these two, I'll get this plus this, which is 2. What would I get here? Cancel, right? That's okay? Are you okay with that? So I am trying to develop a formula for this, right? Sine A plus sine B. So if I let A be equal to x plus y and B equal to x minus y, right? If I let A and B equal to this, can I make x the subject of the formula? So if I let A equal to this and B equal to this, all I need to figure out is what is x and y in terms of A and B. Are you with myself? I'm almost done, right? So if I find a way to remove x and write in terms of A and B, I have the formula, right? So watch this here. If I add A and B, what will I get? I'll get 2x, A plus B, x plus x, 2x. And y plus y is? Y plus minus y is what? 0, right? So A plus B is 2x. So it means that x is what? X is A plus B over 2. Right? What would y be? What to do? A minus B. Yeah? So if I find A minus B, what will I get? This will cancel, and I will get A minus B is 2y. So y is A minus B all over 2. Can you clear that? And we done. That's the formula there. That is your formula there. Right? So now we know that sine. So we done. So we know that sine A plus sine B is equal to 2 sine x. X is A plus B on 2. And y is equal to A minus B on 2. Yeah? So that's the formula for sine A plus B. Sine B, sorry. Right? You can do the same thing and you can get the formula for sine A minus sine B. Cos A minus cos B. Cos A plus cos B. Right? Go ahead, have fun. I know. Well, let's split it up. If all in 3, one person can do each one. Right? So you can pick up partner and let them help you. Right? Pick up partner and see if they can help you find sine A minus sine B, cos A plus cos B, and cos A minus cos B. Go ahead. Yeah, you have 3 together. You don't have to work out all. You do one, somebody next day do one. You have to go and say what the. Right? Try to find sine A minus B and sine. Just do one. And I'll give you all the other ones. For your partner, will give you all the others. Right? So you will start with sine A minus B. When you reach here, what you will do instead of adding minus, right? And the person are doing cos. Instead of sine, you just do cos. Okay? Pick any one and then you'll get it. You'll get it next two answers down. Right? So if you see a question with what is sine 2x plus sine 3x, you have to use this rule here, right? You have one more class. Right? These are the 4 rules I'm supposed to get. Right? Get them? And this one? Get one, that one. Go ahead to get one. The same thing over and over. Am I getting it? No? Yeah. What's this one? First one. All right, so how to use it now? How do we use it? Right? Let's try this now. So watch this here. So how are we going to simplify this here, Mikhail? What's the rule you're going to use? You want to simplify this. Cos this plus cos this. What's the rule you're going to use? Look at here still. Tell me which one. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 3. Right? You're using 3. This is A and this is B. Right? Choose this. Help them there. What are you using here? Using 2. This is A and this is B. And then you simplify what they give you. All right? Try the one without me helping you. So you're using rule number, right? This is A and this is B. You're using rule number 3, and this is rule number 2. And it should simplify to cut it. Everybody else? Right? So you am correct, right? Right, left hand side, cos A plus cos B. This is A, this is B, this is A, this is B. Right? Try to let it bigger value always be AF. So that will be, right, that will be 3x plus x all over 2 cos 3x minus x all over 2. Down here you will be 2 cos 3x plus x over 2 sine 3x minus x over 2. Right? This will cancel and you'll be left with cos 2x over 2 is x. 2x over 2 is x. Which is cot x. You okay with that? Anybody confused? That it? Double? Let's go again. Try this one.
It's not my phone 6.
That's not. Y'all done? What we end up with here? Cos 5a minus cos a. This will cancel, of course. And we'll get sine 3a. 2a will cancel. 1 on sine is what? Cosec. That's it. Right? This will cancel. And then you have 1 on sine 3a, which is cosec. Nice? Let's try one where you have to solve now. Let's try one that you have to solve. There's the end. The next few parts in trait reality. Right? So look at this here. How do we solve something like this? Plus 6x minus yeah. Right? So how do we solve something like this, right? We have two options. We have one that can carry across sine 2x and then write the identity for each one. Or we could use cos A minus cos B. So we could use this identity here. You see enough? What would we end up with? Right? What would we end up with? Minus sine what? Sorry. Minus 2 sine what? A plus B. A plus B. So that's 6x plus 2x over 2 sine 6x minus 2x over 2. What you'll get here? 8x on 2, that's 4x. 3x on, sorry, 4x on 2, that is 2x. How do we solve a product equals to 0? How do we solve a product equal to 0? What you do? If you have A multiplied by B equal to 0, and you could say A is 0, B is 0. So we could see that minus 2 sine 4x is 0, sine 2x is 0. Right? So we can easily solve this, right? carry across with minus 2, you'll get sine 4x is 0. So 4x is what? Sine inverse 0. We have a slight problem, right? The range is between 0 and 2 pi for x, right? So for 4x is between 0 and 8 pi, right? So that's 4 evolutions. Plenty values, right? Anybody get tell me all the values? All the values. Sine is 0 when? Sine is 0 here, here, and here. That's okay? So sine inverse 0 is 0, pi, and then we can keep adding 2 pi. And so on, right? My fellas. And then divide everything by 4. You okay with that? Well, remember this, right? Because it's 4 evolutions, it's from 0 to 8 pi. So you have to get all the values from 0 to 8 pi. Right? I just get lazy, right? But you finish it off. 4 evolution, right? This is 1, 2, and it continues. Now, what was the value? They wanted all the values. Yeah, you say hence or otherwise, so all the values. But in general, whatever you have a good solution. Right? So just do it for 4x and then do it for sine 2x. And combine your answers. Right? So that's the way you use factor formula. You okay with that? Right? That's the way you use factor formula there, right? Oh, that was 2015. When you write now, there's 2015. Huh? Oh, my negative 2. That's what. All right, finish up sine 2x now. I just say that. Manasa te all. That's 12, you know. Did you have sine 2x? That's 12, you have 12 answers, you know, right? If I even 15, so yeah. Who's for this technical time? That was 9 marks by the way. 9 marks, the 20 solutions you have to write down. You can write general solution in that area.
Yes. Yes.
Last one. So we are. Hurry up. Last thing there, no, not need 10 marks. 515. Right? So it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky, right? So start with drawing a little triangle, right? Right, it's a little bit tricky. This is what you come up with. Oh yeah, last one only, last one. Last one, and then one more. That's last one before.
I know.
So we are to have this stuck in a mess. See on two here. Right, remember the triangle, right? If it's a triangle, and we have A, B, and C now, right? Or we can do it out. And then what we can do? What we can see about triangle. Like triangle. Like triangle, and you have A, B, C. What you can do? Anything at all? Yeah, has something to do with angles. Have something to do with angles. No matter what type of triangle, all equal to 180. So A plus B plus C equals to 180. Right? See how that going to help you with the left hand side. So in a proof, right? You have to show that the left hand side here is equal to this. Right? But you know what A plus B plus C is. Right? So we come up with. Right? And on Friday, we have the last part to train. Much easier than all of this. Much easier. And it's come all the time. At the end of tricks. So you might enjoy for Friday more. Right. So you have A plus B plus C is 180. So they want you to prove what sine A plus B on 2 is. Right? Right, so what is A plus B? What is A plus B? And that'll be 180 minus C. So I don't want to write this anymore. I would like to write 180 minus C all over 2. And see how that will help you. Simplify it. What is 180 minus C on 2? Sine 90 minus C on 2. Right? What's the rule I can use here now? Sine what? No, none of those. None of those. Compound angle, right? Sine A minus B. Okay? Right? Always remember there's a low chance that you're going to see a question that you do already. Yeah? Right? You have to be able to take what they give and apply what you know. So it's important that you learn to try to create these small links, right? How do I magically turn A plus B on 2 to C? Right? How do I magically turn this into this? The only thing that allows me to link them is this. All right? So you have to look for those links between questions, right? So now use sine A minus B, expand it out and see if you get it. Look at two up here. Yeah. You ready? Oh, yeah. I want to get two up here. I'm going to figure out B. Right? Hopefully it's done with this. Sine 90 cos C on 2 minus cos 90 sine C on 2. Cos 90 is what? Sine 90 is 1, right? So your final answer is that. QED. See if we can piece these together now. See if we can figure out part B. I know, I'm gonna give you one. Got one more? Set up. One more last part. Have a last part. Last one. This one is part B. I have a joke. I have a All right, where we reach? Right, so what you see? We learned that A plus B on 2 is C on 2. Everybody okay with that? What would sign B plus sign C be? You're going to use this one here? So I just skipping a step and writing the rule there, right? So that'll be 2 sine B plus C over 2 cos B minus C over 2. Does this look like your answer? No, but what we have so far, we have 2 and we have this, right? What I'm trying to show you is how you should be thinking in your mind, right? In your mind, you say, okay, I'm watching my answer. I have this and I have this, but I do have this. How I getting that? Right. If you want, you could come back here and use this, you know. Look at the rule here. This is technically a rule we just proved, right? A plus B on 2 cos C on 2. So what would be B plus C on 2? Cos, what's the letter missing? A on 2. So that will be cos A on 2. You don't even have to go back. You don't even have to go back and work it out. If you want, you can go back and work it out. Like what we did here. Right? But if you want, you can just write back the rule. Cos A plus B is C on 2. So B plus C will be A on 2. See now, Emma? Right? All right. So we have one more part. Right? But I will let you do it for homework. Last part is this. I have enough this, right? Same here. Same here. Same here. They want you to show. I know someone is tired, but I want you to try this for homework. The way you find this. Right? It's very similar to what we did in part A and B. Right? Very similar to what we did in A and B. That we follow went on for part B. So you had to figure out part A. Right? You had to figure out part A. Part C. Make it different. Today was kind of long and quick. Too long. Right? You have to copy it and you can do it for homework. But try it, huh? Right? The last thing that we have to do in trigs is real simple. Right? Combine what we did last time. You should like the last part. Try to no charges. Nothing. Go ahead. Try it. See if it combine A and B. Right? You need to do no homework. Yep, so that's it online. Right?